Take war. Today we'll take war. Now I said today we'll take war. War is an interesting concept. A very, very interesting concept. In fact, the question we've been asking, and that they will still ask long after you're all dead and your bones are dried up and the rest of the something is, can mankind do without war? Can mankind do without war? They said if you put your hand in fire and it burns you forever, you avoid fire. Now we've witnessed series of war, lots of war, and yet it has not actually sated our appetite. Mankind is still interested in war. After the First World War, they said never again. Second World War, they said never again. Then you had the Cold War. At the end of that, again, they said never again. Then suddenly you had the war on terror. As if that is not bad enough, then you heard of Russia invading Ukraine. We are still trying to wrap our heads around that. Then suddenly you have Hamas and Israel killing themselves. During the last general election, everywhere in Nigeria was hot, was heavy. Yorubas were ready to kill Hausas, Igbos were ready to kill Yorubas. Students were ready to kill lecturers. Lecturers were ready to destroy students. So the question we now ask is, why war? Why is war so difficult to tackle, to deal with? Can war be eradicated? Can war be eradicated? We all know that war is destructive. People die in war. But then I can't understand. Yet mankind is still using war as one of its most effective tools to resolve their differences. It's like asking how date me, no, then just shoot at straight. And then turn to this one, the date me, no, again, you just shoot that person straight. I thought they said it's better for you to reason out your differences. That fighting is not always good. I offend you, you offend me. Let's talk like men, like women, then we'll resolve that thing. Why is war the ultimate weapon? Why is mankind still interested in war from the beginning of creation till now? Even God, the merciful, killed a lot of people on behalf of Israel. King David, King Saul, all of them, they were just killers, killing left and right. Even the Israelis now, they are God's own people. They are very, very prolific at killing presently. They kill the Palestinians like fleas, like flies. Oh, don't get it wrong. Of course, the Palestinians are also killing the Israelis. But my point is, God loves the Israelis. So technically, they should have been peaceful. But they're extremely good at killing their enemies. In fact, sometimes you are dead before you realize that they've actually killed you. No, those guys are actually that good. I remember the way when they killed the Iranian scientist within Iran on his street. Not with a human being. There was no human there. They just sent the thing, the bomb, the tiny bomb with his name on it. And that thing went there, found him, and destroyed him. So without wasting more of the time, so let's start by trying to define what war is. I remember I told you in 100 level. That's if you can still remember your 100 level. War is not conflict. War is not battle. War is not fighting. War is not destruction. War is not killing. Then the interesting question is, what is war? If this is not people beating themselves, people fighting themselves. Sorry, you remember NSAS? Yes. Can you remember NSAS? Yes. Would you call NSAS war? Why? They killed people now. How can you say no? But they killed people. Why against SARS? It was one-sided. Sorry, say it was one-sided. So that's why it's not war. Now, I was still trying to define that thing. Now, I said it's a definition you must have come across. I said it is not war. It is not conflict. It is not battle. It is not disagreement. So the question is, what is war? War is the only relationship that involves life and death. It's the deadliest of any human relationship. In fact, war is an interaction. It's a social exchange that takes place between humans. That's the shocking thing. War is a social interaction. Tente, tente, tente. Exactly, that stuff. It involves only human, not animals. It's only a human being that you offend in 100 level that will wait till when you want to graduate in 400 level and deal with you. And not your dog, not your sheep, not your goat. It's only a human being that will plan on how to kill you. It's the only human being that will wake up in the middle of the night and just be thinking of how to destroy you. War is a social interaction. As shocking as that might sound, it is not positive and it is not negative. It is not, bet Nigeria now. When you win, it's good. When you lose, it's evil. And that stuff is social interaction. It has no connotation. It depends on the end of the stick that you are holding. So it depends on the end of the stick that you are holding. So what is war? A key ingredient in trying to understand war is that thing we call violence. Violence. That is the only human interaction that involves violence. Violence is anything that can bring bodily harm, that can cause bodily harm. And contrary to what you were thinking, you don't have to get missiles to wage war. You don't have to get bombs or AK-47 to wage war. Anything that is not part of your body is the implement you use to wage war. War. What do you think they were using? AK-47? No, now, champs, if you say bante, then cow horn, now the point is, it is not until they use a gun. Anything that is not part of your body that can inflict violence, that is the key. That is the only interaction that you can never predict the outcome. I mean, when you go to bed now, even if you lose money, you know you still get home to go and think about your life. When you write the exams and you feel, remember, you still have an opportunity to go. Some of you are living testimony. How many times you wrote JAMB? 20 times, 15 times before you made it. And some of you are battling with unbelievable carryovers. But you are still in this class because you know there is hope. Or you can also, always console yourself with, well, I only have 5. I know somebody that has 10. And the world has not ended. Now I said violence is one key. One important key to when it comes to defining or understanding war. War is the deliberate, planned, systemic use of violence. That is the key. Deliberate, planned, systemic use of violence by by political units. Sorry, I'm already putting terrorism. Deliberate, planned, systemic, not mistake. So they can plan a war for 10 years. You plan on how to kill your fellow human beings effectively. Deliberate, systemic use of violence by political units. Remember, I did not use the word state. If I had used the word state, I would have excluded Boko Haram. I would have excluded Biafrans during the Biafran War. I would have excluded these bandits and the rest of them fighting Nigeria presently. And I would have excluded the Kitiparako War because they were not states back then. And that was why I said political unit. Violence by political unit to achieve political objective within the international political system. Planned, deliberate use of violence. That is the key. You do it deliberately. Imagine for somebody to sit down and plan on building an atomic bomb that can kill everybody at the same time. Planned, deliberate use of violence. And war is a tool like your pen. I said you use it for something. You are not just fighting war because you feel like. No. You have reasons. You have objective. So the use of that tool to achieve, and what is the political objective? Boko Haram is not just killing Nigerians, in case you are not aware. No. Boko Haram wants to establish an Islamic state. And that was just the objective. Biafrans fought Nigeria not because they hate Yorubas or Hausa or Igbo. No. But because they want to establish their own state. So I said it's a tool. Just think like a pen. That is why you have peace. And that's why I hate that subject called peace. Because as far as I'm concerned, that thing does not exist. It's only God that can actually give that peace. You only have peace when your needs are being met without violence. Can I continue? No. So I said violence. That was I said that is the key. That is what separates war. I mean war from every other concept, from every other human interaction. Violence is that key because it's a game that you are not sure whether you actually survive. When you play Ludo, you survive it. When you play what, you survive. When you go for music competition, you survive it. And see, there's an interesting thing about war too. You can only know the beginning of a war. You can never know its end. When First World War started in around August. The British thought they would have been back home by December to celebrate Christmas. And not knowing they would spend more than 4 years on the battlefield. Hitler never thought that war that started in 1939 would last more than a month. Until the thing extended to close to 6 years. And so you only know the beginning of war. You can never know the end of that war. Remember, war is a game of interaction. You can only plan your plan, but you can't plan extensively for how the other person will react. If I slap him, I'm sure he will slap me. But what if he now punches you? Although you've read the lecture, we are sure the man who said this question, then suddenly he gave a different question entirely. Exactly now. You are planning in your street to catch armed robber. Armed robber is also planning on how to rob you people. No, sorry, better example. You are always planning to cheat in class. Lecturer is always planning to catch you cheating in class. And when you are trying to cheat, you still be calling, oh God, don't let them catch me. And lecturer will God, let me catch them. We said violence is the key to war. Then importantly, 2, war is a tool. That explains why you get peace. Though libertarians will not like what I'm saying, that's their business, or liberals, that's just their headache. So war is a tool. The only reason why you get peace is because you are getting that thing that you want. So when you're not getting it again, then you go to war. Why are you into scamming people? Why are you Yahoo? Why are you into stealing? Why are you into armed robbery? And because you're not getting the money, and it's going to take time before you start earning salary. I know. So if you want it now, then you resort to that thing. So when you've made the money again, then you now say suddenly you are peaceful. Exactly, and that's why you get intermittent peace. That thing you call peace. Russia, since Vladimir Putin has been interested in getting Ukraine since 2001 or thereabout. They've always been interested. They've been using peace. When that did not work, the man declared war. Now they are now saying we should go back to the negotiating table. He has achieved his aim. As of yesterday, Hamas is now calling for a truce. Exactly. They've used that thing to achieve their aim. They are now saying, okay, sons of devils fight. We are good people. Let's go back to the negotiating table. Your people are dying. My people are dying. I've just realized that killing is not good and the rest of the something. And that's what they are now saying presently. Israel is now saying, no, I have to exact my own pound of flesh. So people are now castigating Israel. You are bloodthirsty. Must you fight forever? At least he said sorry. What is your problem? But that is exactly what war is. That's exactly what, we keep saying it all the time. They said the Japanese never forgive America. They can do trade. You can drive their Toyota and do all this, but they never forgive America. What they were saying to America is, but you shouldn't have dropped that bomb. The war would have ended eventually. Why did you drop that? The first one was a mistake. Then you dropped 2. Not on Germany that started the war. It was Germany that started the war. I only came back and just slap you. And this means you are not dropping bomb. Okay, you dropped the first one by mistake, no problem. But you still dropped the second one. You did not drop it on Russia. Just me, Japan. And that was in 1945. Until today, that region of Japan is not habitable. And you think the Japanese will see that and they'll be happy with America? At all. They're just waiting for the perfect opportunity. See, that is why you have defense. You are not expecting that. But if it comes, and that's why when you want to leave your house, you use anointing oil, put Bible, put Bobo, you recite Psalm. And once you have been, probably you are sleeping, the driver presses brake, you wake up, you just blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. Blood. Not that you're expecting an accident, remember? But then in case it happens. So war is the most deadly of all human interaction. It's the most convoluted. That stuff is almost unexplainable. Let me shock you. When you want to go to war, you pray to God for victory. Then after killing successfully, you go back to God again to do thanksgiving. Trump killed al-Baghdadi. That was the ISIS leader that terrorized the world. When they killed that man, they declared that day a national holiday in America. People went to church for Thanksgiving for killing a human being. When they killed Osama bin Laden, celebration gala. It was that black guy that killed Osama bin Laden now. I think one of the most bloodthirsty in American history. But then yet he looks so gentle. Obama was a prolific killer. He killed on a daily basis. And every Sunday he goes to God to thank God you are keeping Americans safe, thank God we are killing our enemies, and the rest of the something. That's why most times I say morality does not exist at all. Say, Vladimir Putin, Zelensky, they are good Christians too. In fact, they are Orthodox Christians, original Christians. When Putin wanted to start that war, the highest Christian leader in Russia blessed him. They blessed the troops, they blessed the guns and bullets to go and kill Ukrainians. It's unbelievable. And that was why I said war is a social interaction and is a means of getting an object. So if you see it that way, then you know war is not good or evil. It is not bad. It's just a means that you use to achieve an objective. Now, quickly, why do you have war? Why do you have war? One, which is one reason that people love to give, actually, is one of the most hated reasons why you have war. In fact, that is the reason Trump is using to come back to the presidency. I don't know how the Americans think. American politics now is now devoid of morality. For those of you who think they are the beacon of righteousness and all, American politics is devoid. Let me shock you. The greatest strength of Trump's are the evangelicals. Christians are the one pushing Trump with all his racist agenda. The man is racist to the core. And of course, he has no respect for girls, for women at all. He sees them as object. And they knew. And yet, that woman leader then, back then, when they wanted to do this last election, she was praying for Trump in the church, calling the angels from Africa. I'm not making it up. Angels from Africa, come, bring victory. Angels from Asia, come. So people in Africa are now getting angry. What do you mean? As the angel in Africa certified Africans? Trump is a mistake. That man has no moral compass. He's a realist. He's whatever he can do to get whatever he wants. It's just that simple. All his friends, he has turned on them. He threw them under the bus. All those that defended him loyally. The man does not, no scruples. Let's put it that way. He sees everybody as a means to an end. It's the evil thing that you do in class when you're about to be caught cheating. You just throw that paper to somebody else and you continue writing. Exactly. You don't feel bad when you've done that thing. You only thank God, though, they could have caught you. That the stuff is a means to an end. It's not an end. It's just a means to an end. That's how you see war, as a means to an end. But then, based on the reason for war, they now said, no, war is an end in itself. It is something expected. It's like saying you must taste carryover before you graduate. That is inevitable. So the first one is international social Darwinism. International social from Charles Darwin, or is what you call survival of the fittest. It simply means the world is meant for the strong and not for the weak. And it is the business of the strong to destroy the weak. Simple. The world is meant for the strong and not for the weak. International social Darwinism, Darwinism. The world is meant for the strong and not for the weak. It is the business of the strong to destroy the weak. In fact, that has been given for the reason behind Russia's invasion of Ukraine. People were saying, why didn't Russia pick on somebody its own size? Why didn't he invade China? Why didn't he invade... exactly now. Why did he invade America? Why did he invade Britain? No, because Ukraine is its neighbor. Ukraine is weaker to Russia. So it's only logical that you pick on those that you know cannot actually fight you back. I gave you this example in your 100 level. Remember, I said a bully. In your primary school, can you remember a bully? And you've not offended him. He just doesn't like you. He does not like the fact that you wear glasses, that you have a food flask. He does not like the fact that you read too much. In fact, he does not like the fact that you smile too much in class when the lecturer is lecturing. And the most important of all, it does not like the fact that you are well off than he is. That is your fault. So they just pick on you. So international society when it preaches that no, the word is meant for the strong and it's not meant for the weak. And this is where it gets dark and deadly. That it is the business of the strong to destroy the weak. Simple. That is the business of the strong to destroy. Actually, they now do that these days. You are not just aware. That stuff is now prevalent. Gone are those days that it is love that defines a marriage when you want to get married. All they will ask, do you love? Yes. Do you love her? Yes. And that's settles it. But now they go and do tests. That's the first key. Go and do test. You could have been loving yourself for 10, 20. It does not matter. Go and do test. Once you do test and she's SS and you are SS, the love ends. Kill the weak. The weak gene is SS. Exactly. So if you are SS, they tell you, forget about love, look for AA. And it's something that will destroy that S in your gene. And is it not the same thing as destroying the weak? Or they will just tell you the marriage is off. We don't want any SS, anything in our family. All we want is any A. In other words, you are doing the same thing indirectly. That is, SS should marry themselves so she can die. But that is the brutal truth. And that's why they keep shouting, go and do test, go and do test. We are compatible. God has spoken to you, no problem. Just the test is a formality. Once they now see that test, they will now say, we heard from God. This marriage is a different thing entirely. Can I continue? 2, power asymmetry. Power asymmetry. Asymmetry, power imbalance is the same thing as power imbalance. 3, power transition. Power movement. With that theory, what you hear is no condition is permanent. Power movement. You can be the colonizer today and you become the colonized tomorrow. So, power transition. 5, 4. I think I detest this next one out of all of them. I really, really detest it. Because the thing, as far as I'm concerned, is not scientific. They call it the war-peace cycle. That's not cycle. War-peace cycle. Bicycle. And when America was going to Iraq then, 2003, with George Bush, a devout Christian, he said it was God that gave him the mandate to liberate the Iraqis from the tyranny and oppression of Saddam Hussein. You know, it turned into a crusade. Everything about America is always a crusade. So we thought that was why they were going to Iraq. France said no. Germany said no. So America never forgave France for saying no to that adventure. But of course, now Britain followed America. BFF forever. So in fact, see, this is shocking. We discovered that Britain and America lied to the world consistently for 2 years because they wanted to destroy Iraq. Point of correction, they provided statistics, mathematical statistics, to back up their invasion of Iraq. Unbelievable. They generated facts, hard facts, and lie on the head of Saddam Hussein. Hussein Tura was, I don't have bomb. They said you have. Shut up. It's my room. I don't have this. I said you have, sir. And they provided satellite images. Unbelievable. To confirm that. I say it means to an end. But then we did not know. What do we know in Africa? We don't have satellite. We don't have all those things now. Of course, now we took sides immediately. Americans are God's own people. Iraqis are the evil people. So we supported them. I supported them, though George Bush did not know me, but I supported him against that invasion of Iraq. So they killed Saddam Hussein. And we thought they liberated Iraq. You know, we are still feeling the effect till today. If a part of that terrorist we are feeling in Nigeria is as part of the fallout of that thing. But that one is a story for another day, probably where you are at your 400 level. When I've been teaching international affairs since 1914, I will explain the connection. Now, after destroying Iraq now, it was now time to rebuild Iraq. That was where the truth now came out. In rebuilding Iraq, countries were now interested in investing to rebuild Iraq. Iraq has one of the greatest oil reserves in the world, like that of Saudi Arabia. So one of those that now showed interest in rebuilding Iraq was France. America said no, flat out. You know why? He said, when we wanted to start this business, you refused to invest. So you cannot take from the profit. We were shocked. Yes, we were really, really shocked. So that is the ultimate aim of these guys from the beginning. No morality. They've been targeting that oil all along. So we thought it was all for humanity. But America said no. You did not provide troops. You were able against me at the UNO. Now you want to come in and start eating. Never. And they blocked France. As I said, he said power is not, anybody that tells that absolute power is a liar. There's nothing like absolute power. Power obeys the law of diminishing return. You are rich today, you are at the top. Then you are poor tomorrow if you are not careful. Remember that guy called Emefiele? Exactly. That guy was the alpha and omega of Nigeria back then. But you exactly now know him today. Even when Buhari was saying that the old Naira is still accepted, people that were there, no, let us hear from him first. It was that bad. But the same guy is now in prison. So it means that power is only transient. So you have power transition, you have power asymmetry, you have war peace cycle. And okay, let me give you one more. I don't want to stress you. And I know you are going to say, the next one is what we call irredentism. I said it. I said it. I said it. And you can't just pretend as if you are scholars and just say, yeah. Irredentism.